Hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, mindset, in particular, how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. Every now and then, we talk about a little travel and a little move abroad because that's what I do. But if this is your first time here, welcome, 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 welcome. Please do me a favor, hit the like button as you come in, say hello, greet everybody in the chat. Share the channel if you know another woman, a Black woman who is interested in how to make money, grow money, create generational wealth, build a legacy. Please make sure that you share this channel with her. And if you've been here before, you already know the drill. I don't even have to tell you what to do. Hit any of those buttons down below because we really don't care which button you hit. All of those buttons signal to the YouTube algorithm that this is valuable content and that you're watching, whether you agree or you disagree. But the fact that you're here, I want to say welcome and I appreciate your time. And so, without further ado, I am not going to take, we're not going to look, we're going to get right to it. We're not going to take all night because you know what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about money and we're talking about what Black women need to do in order to position themselves to be in a better financial position. And tonight I have with me a dear friend, Sam. You all know Sam. Sam has the channel Wealthy Black Women. Sam, did I say the channel name right? I'm going to let you go
Oh,
ahead and do the introduction. This is why I never do introductions. This is why I don't do them. Because these are my friends. And so I'm not, because, I don't know them by that. I know Sam from Mexico. I met Sam years ago. And so I'm going to get out of the way and let Sam introduce herself and let her tell you why we're here tonight. Hey, Sam. Thank
hi,
you for coming.
Sandra. Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for to be here. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all of the women in the audience tonight and the one who will be watching the replay. So yeah, my name is Samira. Everybody, most of the people call me Sam, and my YouTube channel is Black Woman Build Wealth. And so I'm here on YouTube talking mostly about investment and specifically, but in general, how to make money, manage well your money, and then, invest your money, protect your money as well. Something that we don't talk too much about in the community. And yeah, so I'm really here to, I guess, like share more about my upcoming event, which is happening on November 16, which is called, to your point, Sandra, the Wealthy Black Women Summit. Yeah.
Yes. And just so you know, in case you didn't get an email or you haven't heard, maybe you've been out the country, maybe you just been traveling around, maybe you've been making money so fast and spending it so fast you have not heard that we're going to sponsor a woman to go to the Wealthy Black Woman Summit. And so all you have to do is participate in the chat. Just be here with us, get the information. And at the end of the stream, our very own Mara Love will select somebody from the chat, and that person will get a sponsored ticket to Sam's Summit, which is November the 16th. So you want to be here and get this good information tonight, but then you also want to make sure that you are enrolled and that you sign up to attend the summit. And Sam and I are going to go over some of the details of the summit tonight so you'll know exactly what to expect. But let's see who's in the chat. Hey, Katrina. Hey, sister. All these travel, look, these women get around, Sam. These the rich aunties. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Greta. Hey, Michelle. Hey, is that Delilah? Who is that? Delia? And Pam and Shauna. I'm telling you, there are no fans. Look, we don't have subscribers over here. These are my sisters. I know these women. And so we are all like laser focused on how we can become better money managers. And for some of us, we're looking for multiple streams of income. We're definitely looking to build wealth and create legacy for those that are coming behind us. And so what better way to do it than to have two sisters talking about money? And I'm telling y'all, Sam knows her stuff. Sam, tell me, because I mean, and I'm gonna tell you all this. I was thinking about this. I hate an interview because most of the times I'm talking to somebody I know, and it feels so forced because I know the answers to the doggone questions already. But I know there are things that you all want to know. So, Sam, just give us a little bit of your background. How did you come to be in finance and wealth management and all of that stuff? The people want to know.
Yeah, so this is not an interview. I agree with you, Sandra. This is a discussion between two friends. But yeah, so I do live in Canada. I've lived in Canada for over 23 years now. So I wasn't born here. I was born actually in Benin, West Africa. Born and raised there until my late teens, and then I came to Canada to study. So, being born in West Africa in my, I guess, like back in the days, I was really exposed really quickly as a young Black woman, I guess a young Black girl, to the dynamic of money, like not really directly, but more indirectly, and mainly when it comes to relationships like marriages. And so I'll see that essentially when a woman and a man they get married, most of the time the woman will leave her parents' place and then move in with the man play the man essentially, and then literally cross her fingers that everything goes right, because if things don't go right most of the time, then she needs to pack up her stuff and go back to her family, and which is seen as a disgrace. It's definitely not something that the family wants, because most of the time the man would have invested a lot of money into the marriage, and so being exposed to that, and also something really close to home actually, because when my own parents, when they got married, my so I guess my grandmother, my dad's mom, gave them a house to live in. So for me, that was a gift from my grandmother. But come to find out that I think she kind of like lent the house to my parents. So that came with conditions. So that really didn't help with the relationship with my parents. And I'll say probably shortly after I came to Canada, my mom completed the building her own house, and we all moved in there. And not long after, my parents actually got divorced, which really, for me, I was like, okay, so for how long really my mom was due to be divorced? But technically, maybe wasn't sure where she will go or something, and then just like waited patiently to build her own house, and eventually moved into our own house, and then being able to say, actually, I don't want this relationship anymore. So I think being exposed to that from a young age, for me, I was like, never ever will I be in a situation where a man is going to be making me. Like, I don't mind a man completing who I am, but like not making who I am. So that really helped me become really early like a saver. I was like, an avid saver. I had actually like a piggy bank that I will literally be putting some money in throughout the year from my allowance, and then at the end of the year, I'll break the piggy bank, and I'll take the money to my the bank and put it in my account. And so I was getting really joy from seeing my money growing. That was purely saving back then. I didn't know anything about investing, so that really helped me. Having already that saving muscle. So when I came to Canada, um, then I got exposed to investing, just by being in circles where people were talking more about investing, which was definitely something more, long term than like saving, which is more of a short term perspective. And I'll say probably the first job that I got out of university, I wasn't happy about that job, because I got that job after my graduate degree. And for me, I thought that, I'll be getting the six figures, like job, which is going to be making me, with all the benefits. And then I realized that essentially, at least here in North America, it's not so much about your degree, but also about your experience, which I didn't have that much. So I had to start at the bottom of the ladder, although I had the degrees, and I was in the call center for a bank. So I was literally getting incoming calls from people. And so getting like, almost over 100 calls every day, and being exposed to people, accounts, because I need to access the account to answer their questions. Also people making a lot of money, and being, their account being overdrawn, paying a lot of interest, line of credits and all that. versus people making, a very modest salary and thriving, literally thriving. And, for me, it was just like, what's going on here? So I thought that if you were making so much money, you should be good. And here,
Mhm.
I'm talking to this person who's making like, I don't know, $200,000 a year and, calling me to consolidate, I don't know, 10 credit cards versus someone who's making 50K and everything is good. So that really helped me to get into, I guess, like, be curious about it and see, okay, how do I make this work for me? Because back, then I wasn't making nothing. I was still saving, but I was not investing. So that's when I really got into the whole investment. So I'm actually not happy about, getting a low paying job when I actually graduated from my master's. But in the same way, I learned so much from that job, and that's really what helped me to start investing at a young age, and today I really don't have to be investing at all. I could continue doing it, but because I've started early and I've contributed as consistently throughout 15 years now. I'm what they call usually in the financial independence world coast fi. And so coast fi is essentially that you already have a fully funded retirement. You don't really need to be putting anything in your investment, and so that has served me a lot. So I know it's a long answer to your question, but I just wanted to give
Oh,
a good perspective on that. Yeah.
Sam, I like hearing like where somebody comes from, their money story, because for me, if you were born into wealth, you can't relate to me. I don't want to hear your story because you didn't have to do anything to get it. You were born into wealth. You were probably taught from a wee one how to manage money. I love it when I hear somebody's story where they had to go out and get it out the mud. We had to learn on our own. And
Yeah.
and the reason I love that story is because what I found in my experience, it's more reflective of the people that I see every day. It's more reflective of the folks that I know. The people that are in the chat, I don't know. I ain't in nobody's purse, nobody's pocketbook. I don't know. Maybe everybody in the chat was born into wealth. But if you weren't, I think
Mhm.
it's more inspirational for those people to know that you don't have to be born into wealth, that
Mhm.
you can learn to become a better money manager. You can learn how money works. You can
Mhm.
change your circumstance through knowledge, and it doesn't have to be too late, because I mean, when you think if you were born into it, you got it. For
Yeah.
some of us, we're over 40, it might feel like it's too late, and I'm here to tell you it is never too late.
Ever, ever,
Never too
ever.
late.
Yeah.
Sam, thank
Mhm.
you for sharing that, because I heard two really key things. One was that sense of powerlessness, where we never want to feel like we are not in control of our finances, whether it's that you are tied to a spouse who handles all of the finances, or whether you just don't know. There's a sense of powerlessness there. And when we feel powerless, we fail to act because you don't know what to do. And then
Mhm.
I heard you say that you were in the call center where you were around people who were talking money, and that is critical. It
Mhm.
is critical. You're not going to get the knowledge sitting at home. You're going to have to get around people who are talking about money. And there's nothing I love better than being around Black women who are talking about money. I think that is glorious. So, Sam, talk to me about, how did you come? I know this is your second year, right?
Yeah, this is
Doing
my second year.
so. Talk to us about the evolution. How did you come to develop the summit?
Yeah, so to be quite honest, when I started investing and I really got into circles of people investing and talking about financial independence and whatnot, let's face it, maybe it has changed, but back in the days, there were not many of us in those circles. And
Right.
so many times, and before COVID, I'll go to networking events of people like investors and whatnot. And really, find myself most of the time the only black woman in the room. And so that'll make me scratch my head, like, am I at the right place? What's going on? Like, did I, is it this meeting that I'm coming to? Like, I'm like, I'm pretty sure black women are also interested to actually how to make the money and grow the money. And even in my first friend circle, most of the time when we'll get together and we'll be having conversation, I'm someone who's really very comfortable talking about money, but there is that cultural um, dynamic with money in the black community that is unfortunately not serving us. And I'll see people in other circles being so comfortable talking about money, whether it is how much they're making, how much is their investment portfolio, what they're actually investing in. People are really open and sharing, because at the end of the day, it's by sharing that you're gonna be learning. Versus, like, most of the time when I will be, like, in the circle with my black friends, people are not open at all. They don't want to be talking too much about money. It's like it's very taboo. And so to me, I was just like, okay, we need to change that. How are we going to be changing that? And that is one of the reasons why I actually started my YouTube channel, which is, the Black Women Build Wealth, which I started about 2 years ago now. But I wanted something also more, I guess, like more formal, like an event where, a Black woman would be looking forward to each year, where they can get together, like creating a space for Black women to really come together and be talking about, the whole aspect of money. And that's where the idea of the summit came. And I had it in mind for a few years that, I was procrastinating. And also because it's a lot of work, I was like, okay, I need to find another Black woman who will come with me, that I'll partner with to do it, to do this summit. And I couldn't really find anyone, to be quite honest, because it is a commitment, and I totally understand it. But I don't know. I really had it in my heart, and then I'm like, I need to try this, even if it doesn't work. I need to try it for a few years and see, how if Black women are out there, if they're really interested in actually in the whole aspect of making the money and managing the money and growing the money and protecting the money and building the wealth, not only for the future generation, like not only for the generations following us, but the third, the fourth generation after us, because then that changed the whole, the way you approach money is totally different when you're thinking about, the third or fourth generation after you versus the generation right after you, because that's very different. And so yeah, last year, to be quite honest, last year I was talking to one of the speakers that I wanted to have at the summit when I finally decided to do it. And I told her, I'm like, Tanisha, I would like you to have you, because she's a credit card specialist. And I said, I was talking to her in August. I'm like, I would like to have you as speaker. And she said, when is the summit? And I said, November. In my mind, I had November 2024, because for me, it was just too short of a time to organize something in November. And so
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Oh, November, yeah, that's like in few months. My calendar is quite open. Just let me know which date." And when she said that, I was about to correct her and to say, "No, no, not this year, woman. I have like two babies here on my lap, one in a daycare. I don't have time to organize a summit in 3 months." And I just felt like, God just like put that out there for me to say, "You can do it." Right?
Yeah.
You can do it. It's not gonna be easy, but you can do it this year. Don't delay again for another year where you're gonna
Yes.
find excuses again to not do it. So I just let her talk. I just let her, you know, assume that it was gonna be 2023, and I'm like, and I hang up the phone. I'm like, well, I guess I'm doing the summit this year. So that's
Man,
really
that
how that
gives me
happened.
chills. That just to hear you say that, being led like that, but isn't that how most of the wonderful things happen? It's not like you can't plan everything, but if you will allow yourself to be led, sometimes we don't even know, and we will doubt we'll doubt ourselves, we'll doubt our own power. I am
Mhm.
so glad that you did it, Sam. So this is the second year. So
So this
I'm
is the
sure you
second.
learned plenty of valuable lessons putting on a summit for the first time. And so
Mm,
this is year two.
yeah.
Again, if you just joined us, the summit happens November the 16th. And if you are here in this chat, you are eligible to win a free ticket. We're going to sponsor one lucky sister in the chat to attend the summit on November the 16th. Sam, I am so glad that you allowed yourself to be spirit led. And I'm telling you, it gave me chills to hear you say that, because I know that that's how it works. It's not, and I think I had a quote up earlier, and it said something to the effect that we don't have to chase abundance. All you
Hmm.
have to do is align yourself with abundance and people who believe and live abundantly. I believe energy is transferable. And so it sounds like you've hooked up with the right people.
Oh, I wish you can say that again, Sandra, because this is so true. I was like so stressed. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Right? Because as you know, I use the same platform as Exodus Summit. So I had to learn the platform by myself, come up with like, just the whole speakers. But when I tell you, Sandra, when you put your mind into something and you just let God lead you, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna work hard because I know this I can make this happen. But at the end of the day, you know that he's the one who's gonna make it happen. The right people will come. Like I cannot tell you, like the people who came, like I can tell, like most of the speakers that I asked, and I'm like, would you speak at my summit? Like I had no name, I had no brand, right? And I approached some people, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to be there because this is important for Black women. Tell me
Yes.
what is the day, and I will make it happen, right? And so within, like, Tanisha was the first one that I secured, and that was because she said November 2023, and I said yes. And then right after, I was like, okay, I have like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to secure the speakers, and I think only one person said no, Sandra. Everything else that I asked the
Yeah.
first time, and I wasn't even sending any formal email. Most of the people, I was either reaching out to them through their WhatsApp because I already knew them, or like on Instagram, and all that. And people were like, "Oh yeah, we're talking wealth building. We're talking wealth building for Black women. Sign
Yeah.
me up. I'll be there." And so, and also my budget, right? Because I secure speakers, they're like, usually you pay them thousands, and they're like, whatever you want to give me, just I'll be there. And so that really, it just showed me how much sometimes we prevent ourselves from doing things because we want everything to be perfect, and then we're losing on the opportunity. And I'm telling you, like, I started, and I'm like, this is gonna be half baked, but toward the end, once everything was done, I just couldn't believe it because the stars aligned perfectly. The right
Mhm.
people came, and really contributed to that. And even people that I would have never thought that they would be interested, literally reach out to me. I heard you're doing this and this and this. How can I help? How can I
Yes, Lord.
support? How can I help you in this journey? Because I know that you're busy with your 3 kids. How can I help you? Right? And I'm like, I
Oh, I
mean, you
know.
just like, how can you say, what can you say? So you know that you have to keep moving forward. You just know
Yeah.
because there's like an army behind you, you know like a virtual army behind you, putting their hand on your back and be like, go for it. So yeah, I totally agree with you 100% right there.
And Sam, I don't want us to even go too fast and glass over this point because there's somebody in this chat right now that is working on a project that they think is bigger than them. They're working on something or they're dreaming of something that they think is years off and miles away and not unattainable, but just beyond your grasp. And I am here to tell you, Sam is speaking it. That sometimes you just have to put your one foot in front of the other. You got to ask, open your mouth. There's another quote. Y'all know I love a good abundance quote. There's another quote that says, it doesn't matter what you want to do, the universe is conspiring to help you get to where you're trying to go. And if you just believe it, I mean, because now that's free, y'all. You can believe that's absolutely free that you can achieve something. And then start asking, start talking. Sam has not only done it once, but she's done it 2 years in a row and we established this at the beginning. We're not talking about wealthy people. Like Sam isn't sitting on $5 million where she could toss it up in the air and be like, okay, y'all, it's a summit. This is work.
Yeah.
These are women who have agreed to partner with her. And I promise you, there is someone, whatever your dream is, whatever it is you're working on, there is someone in place to help you take that thing to the next level. So don't miss that because wealth isn't just about money, y'all. We're here talking about spiritual wealth.
Yeah.
We're talking about emotional wealth, health as wealth, all of that. And the money, of course, will follow. So get in alignment, sisters. Open your mouth if you got a project. Put it out there. Ask somebody. Sam is living proof that
Yeah.
all you have to do is open your mouth and start. So, Sam, okay, so we know last year, I think we sponsored a ticket last year too. So I
it,
know the summit was a success.
it Honestly, it was beyond my expectations. When I
Yeah.
tell you, I was in awe. I was bawling my eyes once I was done the summit on that Saturday because everything, like, even my kids, I'm like, who am I gonna find for an entire day to take care of these kids so I could attend the summit? And my mother just happened to come a few weeks before, and she's like, you go upstairs, you do your thing. I'm here with these kids. I will handle them. And I'm like, listen, right? Like, and when I tell you an army, when I tell you a village, like that really removes such a burden from my weight, from my shoulders, because I was just like, okay, I know at least my I'm not here, but like my mind is over there. I can be fully focused here. And
Yeah.
so I yeah, so I totally agree with you. I have to say that experience that I had with the summit has made me into a better asker. And that's another thing that Black women we need to do. Like, ask for what you want. Like, ask for it. Don't be like, here's the thing. One of my friends say, and I think it comes from the Bible, and I'm not sure, but she says, closed mouth don't get fed. That's what it is. You
Girl,
have
that's
you
good life wisdom. Good life
right?
wisdom.
That's the thing. Just ask for it. The worst is you're gonna get a no. Well, you already have the no, even if you don't ask for it, right?
Yep.
So, and even in this, that's why in the summit I'm having, which I'm pretty sure you know her, Tina Zeke, she's coming because one thing that I
Yes.
realized, even in my business, how do I price things in a way that is actually reflecting of the work that I'm doing, the value that I'm providing, and that I know, and I want to make sure that the audience that I'm actually targeting can afford it, right? And
Mhm.
so you're like, okay, is it 27 or like 127 or like 900? Like, you don't know, but it's important for you to be able to price your goods and your services the right way, or it's important for you to know your worth, so then when you have that discussion with your leader, you can be like, this is what I think I should be getting in terms of salary. Can we talk, right? So, and so we're really not good at doing it. And and I've seen people in the corporate environment, non-black women, getting raises by asking. That's all they did. They asked for it. And I'm like, it's that easy. I know for us, we have other hurdles. But at the end of the day, we need to start the process. So that's one thing that I feel like the summit last year has made me, like, I asked for it. I will, I will ask you for that. Yeah.
But Sam, I want to say this and it speaks to it because you made so many good points. One, I want to talk about that thing about perfectionism,
Mm,
thinking that the thing has to be perfect before we can present it to the world. That is a dream killer. Perfectionism is not your friend. Put it down. It does not have to be perfect. You just have to make the effort. I'm telling you, I think there's something about intentionality and
yeah.
aligning, yep, having the right spirit, wanting to do well, wanting to do something that is of a noble cause. I'm telling y'all, I've seen it too many times, and Sam is living proof. I'm telling y'all that if you just ask, if you align yourself with the right people and put the perfectionism away, because perfectionism will keep you on the couch.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
keep you waiting. It's that thing that makes you kick the can down the road another day. It's like, well, it's not perfect today. Let me polish it up a little more. No,
Exactly. Yeah.
ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Not necessary. I wanted to, let's see. So, Sam, tell us,
Mhm.
I heard you mention Tyne's name. I know she's on the
Yeah.
lineup. So, do you mind just taking us through some of the speakers? Who can we expect to see? And there was one other question that I did
Mhm.
see. Someone was asking, is the summit going to be virtual? So, could you first give us a framework? How is the summit going to be presented? Is this in person? Is it a hybrid? Is it totally virtual? Give us that, all the background. And then tell us who we can expect to see on this summit.
Okay, so last year, the summit was virtual. It was completely virtual. One day on a Saturday, we started early. We started at 7 a.m. We had a morning workout at 7 a.m. That's the thing, right? Because one day we have session after session. So I really wanted people to be good to go. So we had a morning workout, and then we had probably, I'll say probably close to 10 sessions throughout the day, and then and a speaker note at the end. And so this year is going to be virtual as well. And the reason why I'm keeping it virtual is most participants are from Canada and from the US. And
Mhm.
so for me, I just feel like, I just feel like if I were to do it in person, uh, I'm going to be losing the attention of many women who will be interested in this. So
Mhm.
maybe down the road, like, in a few years, I might have, I don't know, like a retreat or like another event which will be in person where people can travel to. But like for now, I think the summit will remain virtual, and also because it works for me too. That's just what
The pandemic
I'm
changed
not gonna lie.
everything.
I'm
Girl,
not
the
gonna lie.
pandemic, listen, didn't the pandemic change the whole way we live our lives and do business? Zoom is the best thing ever. If y'all don't have some Zoom stock, you better get some. When I tell you why work harder, but girl, when you could work smarter.
Exactly.
And some of us are like on the other side of the world. Some of us are in Thailand. And that's,
Yeah.
I love this community
Hmm.
because we are so internationally available. We're everywhere. And so I
Exactly.
love the idea of a virtual conference or a virtual summit. I love getting in, seeing each other and being in community together in
Hmm.
person. There's nothing like that. But Sam, for me, this whole online thing, girl, game changer, game changer. It's a game changer. I can talk to you. You're in Canada. I can talk to my friend who's in Mexico, and we can still come together
Yeah.
and create and build. And so I'm happy that it's virtual because if it was in person, girl, I couldn't attend. And I know other
Right.
people
Yeah.
couldn't attend. So I'm happy that
Yeah.
it's online because it makes it accessible to so
Hmm.
many women. So if you're in the chat and you think you want to attend, we have placed the link not only in the chat, but the link is also in the description box. So go. What you waiting on? Go click that button and then send it to a friend. Send it to another sister who you know who's on this journey because we're all trying to get there. And it's not just for us. I love Sam. You have said so many, you've dropped so many gems because it's not just for me. It's not just for me. I'm not trying to build wealth so I can hoard it like a hoarder and sit on all my mountains of money. I have grandchildren. I have children. This is about paying it forward and not only for ourselves, making a better life for us, but we're making a better life for our community. You can do tons of things with your money. I mean, we make it, we save it, we grow it, but then you can affect the community around you. You can
Yeah.
invest and be and philanthropic experiences. You can create and make the lives of others around you better, girl. All I'm saying is thank you for doing this work, Sam. Thank you for doing it. So the
Thank you.
summit is virtual.
Hmm.
You guys, you've got the link. Hit the link, share it. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It's also in the description box. And Sam's going to tell us now who can we expect to see because I saw at least 10 speakers. So you
Yeah.
all, this is not only you value packed, value packed.
This is
Sam,
a
who's
boot
gonna?
camp. It's a boot camp. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So because I decided also to not do it over more than one day, so it makes it really it makes it condensed. And so I usually tell people as much as possible, and I know it's not easy, especially over a weekend if we're taking care of other people, young children and whatnot. But as much as possible, especially if you only get the day pass, to attend the sessions in person, because then you also have the opportunity to ask questions. But yeah, but I'm excited about the topics for this year because I really thought of what exactly can I have in terms of sessions that I know that a Black woman will come to and take something away from it. Then she can turn around and put it into action right away, like right there and then, like the following day, right? And so each session has been really thought of, and even the speakers that are coming, who are coming to share. They are expert in what they're coming to share. And I'm gonna share about one session because I'm maybe you guys have heard of it, but like I say, I was born in Africa and I grew up there. And we have what we call for us we call it tontine, and some people call it susu. Uh, one of my customers from Belize told me today that they call it syndicate. And it's essentially where you pull money together and each month someone collect the money. And I've been doing that for a few years. I've never met anyone who's in the group with me because we do everything virtual. But that has been quite helpful for me because essentially I will usually ask to collect the money around the time that I know I'm gonna be having big expenses, or that I know that I wanna have the money because I wanna put it into some sort of like investment. But then I continue just to contribute every month, and it's like interest free, and we overlook at it, but people leverage that type of structure that back in the days when we didn't have access to banking system, that's what our ancestors were using to actually being able to build wealth, right? Because it's essentially we are 10 people, each person is contributing, let's say 500. So that make it like, $5,000 each month. You take that 5,000 this month, maybe that's what you're gonna use to, let's say, send your kids to school, pay for your kids tuition, and then the next one someone else is taking it. And I know it's trust based and all of those things, but the reality is that's also the strength of our community. It's
Mhm.
really that trust that we can have within our community that maybe is not accessible in other communities. And like I
Mhm.
say, I'm in a group of people that I've never met in person, but I know them because someone referred me to it, and I never really had an issue. I've been doing that for a few years, and so it's something that I want to bring back. I don't
Mhm.
hear it more a lot I guess in the modern world, and
Mhm.
I want to bring it back because I feel like there is a possibility to actually leverage that to build wealth. Like here in Canada, I've heard of groups of people contributing, pulling money together to have like a down payment and put on buying like a multiplex. Like, come on, like this is so strong, this is so powerful, and it's something that we are overlooking at. So maybe that might not be your jam, but at least you'll know about it, right? So that's one thing. And of course we're going to be also talking a lot about businesses, like because at the end of the day, when it comes to building wealth, one thing that we've seen in the last few years, and for you, Sandra, or for me, is really like more Black women are getting into owning their own businesses. And the
Yes.
reality is like sometimes we don't know how to do it properly. There are a few things that we still challenge with. And so I have one person coming to really talk about how you transition from being an employee to being literally a business owner. What are the things that you need to be ready for and how you can prepare for it. And another person coming to talk about really owning. She owns like a brick and mortar, which is that's not my thing, but some other people they still like it. And if you have a restaurant, like a bar, or like a hair salon, all of those things, the way you're gonna run that business is completely different that if you had like an online business. So it's like, how do you prepare for that, and how do you make sure that you actually ready for success? And
Yeah.
and of course, I have my own session on investment. I'm going to plug it right there because you know how passionate I am about investment. I can talk about it until I pass out in this world.
That's right. Because Sam, we know, listen, you cannot work your way to wealth. You cannot
Can
save your way to
you
wealth.
can?
And for so many years, we were told that if you just save your
Yeah,
money, girl, you will work yourself to death and still at the end be like, this is all I have.
yeah,
Because at best, even with a high yield savings account, at best, you're going to get 5% on the outside.
yeah.
But investing, whole nother ball game. It opens up a whole nother revenue stream for some of us if we're interested in dividend stocks, just a whole nother a whole new revenue stream. I'm with you. The minute you say invest and I perk up, it's like, yep, because it's been my way of helping to fund my
Mhm,
retirement. That
mhm.
thing is real. And if you don't know what you're doing, get in community with women like Sam, attend this summit where you can find women who can help you get started with how to become a better investor. And then, you can also join us over at From Black to Legacy. There
Yeah,
are tons of Black women who are out here willing to help you understand how money works and how to grow your money. Don't sit at home because we're telling you right now, you're not gonna be able to work your way to wealth. It's
no.
a lie. It was a whole big old lie. You're not gonna
Mhm.
be able to save your way to wealth. That was another lie, and some of that stuff I think was by design, girl. I
Yeah,
believe that was by
of
design.
course.
We got fed a line of BS, and everybody else was out there investing. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to play catch up. And
Mhm.
KL wrote something. She said cooperative economics. Yes,
Yeah,
that's the name of the game. But
yeah.
at the root of it, Sam, you touched on it earlier. You said that it been your experience, and it's certainly been mine, that in the Black community, talking about money is taboo. We just don't talk about it.
We don't.
And I don't know. It wasn't me. I like to give credit where credit is due. It wasn't me that said it. It was Dr. Kamani. She said that's fruit from the slavery tree.
Oh,
Yep. It's where we don't want to be in competition with one another, or there's this sense of competition. Does she make more money than me? Girl,
mhm.
that's irrelevant. That's
Yeah,
irrelevant. We
yeah.
all need this knowledge. We need to come together cooperatively. And I had never, I mean, I think I may have heard of a susu, but it was nothing that I grew up with because again, there's this distrust.
Yep.
about money. Yep, there's this whole, and it has kept us from becoming wealthy. Y'all, it's time. Put it
It's
down.
fine.
Oh, Lily says, oh, the lies. Oh,
Oof,
the lies.
I'm telling you,
Nope.
it's
Sam,
terrible.
when you start talking investing, girl, I get tingly all over.
Because you said it, Sandra. It is the key. It's just like when I see what investing has done in my life. Like Sandra, let's face it. If I hadn't done investing the way I've done it, consistently the way I've done it, I wouldn't be able to even think about becoming mother today. Like
That's right.
how? How? Because living in Canada, this is a very expensive country to live in. Being a solo mama, like single income, supporting three kids. If I didn't have a proper investment portfolio that I know, like, okay, even if I don't invest right now, I still know that essentially I'll be good for my retirement. So then I can focus on really, yes, I'm spending all my money right now in daycare, and you can call it, you can name it. But yeah, that stresses me out because I don't really like to be to not have savings. But I know that my future self is secure, and that gives
Yes.
me peace of mind, right?
Mhm.
So you hear
Yeah.
so many people getting close to retirement not having enough money. I'm like, why? Right?
Yep.
Why? That no, I refuse. Any black woman getting closer to retirement should be like going into it like so happy because she has done everything that she was supposed to do in terms of investment, and really getting into her retirement like with peace of mind. Like we work hard, we do the hard thing. Like we go through so much in our life. When we get to
Mhm.
closer to retirement, we should be like chilling. We should be chilling. So to me, it's
We
like
should be
it's
joyful and glowing because
exactly.
if you learn to make that money work while you're asleep, there's nothing like waking up in the morning and your account has more money in it than it
Yeah.
did when you went to bed the night
Mhm.
before. Now, we're
Yeah.
not saying that all investments are like this linear, increase and that they only grow. They pull back a little, but ultimately, the stock market and sound investments are your friend. Somebody
Yeah.
put it in the chat. Compound interest is your
Oh
friend. Compound interest is your friend. So
man.
get to y'all get there because they're going to be talking about all these money concepts there. Did I hear you say at least 10 speakers? At least 10.
Yeah, exactly. I think right now it's 10. I'm still waiting on one speaker to confirm to me.
Amazing.
But my session on investment actually is that I'm going to be talking about the most powerful retirement account. And for me, because that's another thing that I realized, people get lost. Which account should I put the money in, when, and how much, and all that. And at the end of the day, yes, personal finances is personal, and that might not work for everybody. But really, when you think about it, there is that account that really will be really helpful to you when you actually get into your retirement. And so that's what I want to approach. So I'll be doing that from my perspective in Canada, and Coach
Yeah.
Malika will be talking to you guys. So the one out in the US, she'll be also talking about what she thinks is the most powerful retirement account. And for me, the summit is really to have that sacred space where I want Black women to be comfortable asking the craziest question that they have in mind about their money, right? So
Yes.
because the thing is, we have all of the questions and we're not sure and all of that is preventing us from taking steps toward really, action, actually taking action, and
Yep.
that's not going to be helping you, right? So if you come to the summit and you really let it out, you ask the question, someone is going to be helping you with that. And so at the end of
Mhm.
the summit, you will have your answers and you will feel more confident with
Yeah.
with your money, and you will know what are the next steps that you want to take. And that's what I want. Is like you will be getting something from that summit that you can turn around and right away implement in your money
Yeah.
management and money investment, so then you can really see the difference in the whole wealth building process.
Mhm. And the fact that it's in one day. So Sam's not even asking you to commit for 4, 5, 7 days. It's not that. You're going to get the benefit of all of these speakers in one day. Now, Sam, I also know, and I know I read this, that there is a package that you can get that allows you access to replays. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So we have two passes. The day pass will give you access to the sessions the day of. And then the VIP pass will give you access to the session the day of. But then if you can't, I mean, if you want to have access to the replays, you can have access to the replays until end of February 2025. And also the VIP passes, you guys will get, they will also get the book by Asia Evans. She's actually the certified financial therapist who's coming to the summit, and she has a book which is called Feel Good Finance. Talk about money mindset. Her book is coming up towards the end of the year, so that book will also be included in the package for the VIP pass. And you guys, listen, my prices are in Canadian dollars, so it's like nothing for you guys in US. It's like peanuts. So, so when you look at the price, my prices are in Canadian dollars. That's the advantage for the American people. They're like, oh, this is Canadian dollars. It's like I don't know, 10 cents out of my on my dollar or something. I'm like, sure, whatever, So my prices are in Canadian dollars. So yeah.
And so not only do you get the summit, you get the replays if you get the VIP package, and you get this book. Sam,
Mhm.
that is value. That is value packed.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Sam, listen, Judy Williams said, listen, I would love to be a guest speaker. You already got speakers lined up for next year. Y'all need
Oh,
to, we're gonna make this connection happen,
right
because
there.
this is going to be an annual event, Sam. I speak it, I say it. I mean, if this is the desire of your heart, this is not a one time, this is Sam's second year putting the
Mhm.
summit on. And we foresee this being an annual event where Black women can come together in a safe space, talk about how to make money, how to make your money grow, be in community. Community is key. Look, we already know these things. We have learned these things, that being in community, it's the network. There are only so
Mhm.
many people I can reach, Sam, by myself. And I know, y'all know I love a good quote. A quote. This is another African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We
Yep.
know this. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. But if there's someone who's new, if you're new with us, this is your first time, please please subscribe, please share the channel, share this good information with another woman that you know would benefit from being in that room. And when Sam tells you that the price is it's very value priced, she is not kidding. You're going to be getting so much for your money. So go to the website. The site link is in the description box of this video. Marilyn has also put it in the chat. Click on the link. Sign up for the summit. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. 10 speakers, one day, all in one space, with information that you can turn around and put into practice. This is
Yep.
not some pie in the sky stuff. It's going to
Mhm.
take you 30 years to implement. This is good, practical financial advice that you can turn around and use tomorrow to build a
Mhm.
better wealth future for yourself. So,
Yeah.
girl.
And I'm actually gonna add something. So um, I love Judy when she put that she would like to be a guest speaker because, to my point earlier, ask like, and for
Yeah.
me, it's really like I love that to actually see that someone is interested to also be a guest speaker at the summit. And honestly, that's my goal. Like in 5 years down the road, not to be maybe asking people to want to become speakers. The people reaching out to me to be like, I love your summit, and I would love to actually come on as a speaker. And so, totally, Judy, please reach out to me. The email is on the website to connect with me. But I also want to mention when you come to the summit, the other thing that I would like for Black women to actually do is to find an accountability partner. So we have networking Zoom sessions towards the end of the day before the guest, sorry, the speaker note at the end. So we do have the sessions, and so in those sessions, essentially, you will get to interact more with like other participants because during the day you will have access to the chat, but at least the Zoom sessions you can see people, and hopefully you will click with someone to the point that you'll be like, "Do you mind?" Partnering on this because these are the ideas, these are the things that I would like to implement right after this summit. And because you attend this summit with me, I know that building wealth is also important to you. Would you mind if we keep in touch after this summit so we can work together and keep each other accountable to actually
Yep.
accomplish what we came here for. Because at the end of the day, yes, you're gonna pay for the summit. Yes, you're gonna be spending the day with amazing Black women, getting information and interact with Black women. But if after this summit you do not take any action, you do not do anything, then I did not accomplish my mission. I did
Yeah.
not accomplish my mission. And I would rather you not come to the summit. I'm going to say it. I'd rather you not come to the summit. Because yes, it's almost like, when you listen to videos and you're learning something, but then you turn around and then you don't do anything and you wonder why it's not. I'm going to give you actually, it's a bit of a joke. Someone goes into the church praying God and be like, please, God, make me win the lotto. I would like to win the jackpot. Please make me, like, every day he's going there and he's praying hard. And at one point, God is like, can you just buy a lotto ticket first? Just buy the lotto ticket first so I can make you win. You can't just come into the church every day asking to win the lotto ticket. You haven't bought the lotto ticket, right?
That's right.
So it's almost like you're praying you want to be wealthy, but you haven't opened the brokerage account. You haven't set up the automatic deposit. You
Yes.
haven't, so it's really, that would be my honestly, my ask. If you come to the
Mm-hmm.
summit, be present during the sessions, interact in the chat with other Black women, strive to attend the Zoom session, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
you click with someone that you can
Yep.
get information and connect with after the summit, so you guys can work together. And after, share your wins. In the Facebook group, we have a Facebook group. Share your wins, what you have implemented from the summit, because that will also motivate other people. When people see that, you're accomplishing things, it also motivates them to actually get on with their own goals. So I just want to put it
Mm-hmm.
out there before we
Sam, you said it. You got to play to win. You cannot be sitting on the bed thinking that the information from the summit is going to jump into your head. I mean, we're good, but we're not that good.
yeah.
So, to the ladies that are here in the chat, please hang on to the end of the stream, because our very own Mara Love is going to be gifting one woman in the chat a free ticket to the summit. And all we'll need is your email address. You can email me. Marilyn will let us know who the wonderful winner is for the free sponsored spot at the summit. And then you give me your email address, email me at fromlactolegacy@gmail.com, and we will make sure that on November, before that date of the summit, that you have your all access pass. I'm trying to think. Oh, Greta says prayer first is mental. Change your mindset. Let this mind be in you. Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
Mhm.
After that, but Sam, you know what? I'm gonna challenge a little bit of that, because even if they come, it's a seed planted. We,
Mhm.
of course, we want you to act. We want you to be moving forward. But for some of us, girl, we just need to get in the room and let the seed be planted. Get the knowledge, get the information. Of course, you're gonna be way more effective. It's like putting your bills in the Bible, expecting God to, take care of all your light bill, your gas bill, and water bill. Well, yeah, he can, but to
Wish,
a short
I wish.
he could do that, but it's a whole lot more helpful if you go out and get a job at least. He can help you. He can bless you with a great job. But I mean, okay, put the bills in the Bible. That works. But it's a whole lot more. You can get that a lot faster if you start moving your
Mhm.
feet.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's the point of the summit. This could be a jump off point for you. Get in there. I
Mhm.
know money talk can seem daunting, especially if you are in the mindset that I don't have enough, I don't know what to do. I get it. I think we've probably all been there. I know I've been there.
Yeah.
But aligning yourself with the right people, getting yourself in the room, getting an accountability partner. Y'all getting all these gems? Get you an accountability partner and just start making small moves, whether it's just opening up a brokerage account,
Mhm.
any of
Mhm.
those things. We are here to help you achieve your financial goals. So hang tight into stay with us in the chat, and you'll find out at the end of the session who our lovely winner is going to be. And Sam, is there anything else you want to tell us about what else we can expect? And then we'll get ready to wrap it up, because I know you got things to do. First of all, y'all, Sam has a beautiful family. Sam has the most beautiful children. And so we know we're not going to keep you here all night, Sam. So tell
Oh,
us what else you want us to know about the summit.
so one session that I'm also looking forward to for myself is the one by Bisola. So she's Whiz Queen here on YouTube, and she'll be talking about how you can leverage AI for your online business. And so,
Mhm.
as we know, AI is becoming part of our life, and
Yes, Lord.
many people will be adopting AI just way too late. And as we are building those businesses, we need to right away, find a way to really integrate AI and making sure that we actually using AI to advantage. And I literally just finished a program with her, and she's a wealth of knowledge. She's a pure wealth of knowledge. So I'm looking forward to a session because I know for myself I'm going to be getting something. So if you someone who's like building especially an online business, and you're hearing about AI all over the place, but you still don't know how you can actually leverage that and to really up level your businesses, this session is definitely one that you will want to see. And one more session actually. So I haven't secured that speaker yet. So I hope I'm not shooting myself in the foot, but I'm just putting it out in the universe. But the speaker that I'm talking to right now, she'll be coming to talk about generational wealth. And we touch on it, Sandra. And for me,
Mhm.
it's so important because when you hear about those wealthy families, like they have secured the lives of the next 5 generations, and you're like, how, right? So because one thing you don't want is each generation having to start all over again. It's so hard. Like we are doing it right now. It is hard. I do not want my children to do that again. I do not want my children to
Mhm.
do that again. So how do I make sure that I transfer the not only the money but the knowledge, because that's what's gonna help them in the
Yes.
in the way that essentially when they actually will inherit that wealth, they're ready to even grow it even more and grow it even more. So there is that whole dimension of generational wealth. Usually when you talk about generational wealth, we're just thinking about the next generation. It's much more than that, right? So she's coming to actually talk about that, and I'm really really looking forward to it because she'll be talking about the perspective of like generational wealth, even when you have like young kids like 5 years old versus when you have like adult kids like in their 30s or 40s, the way you're going to be talking to them about money is not going to be the same, right? And you still want to have that conversation with them because here's the thing. It's almost like, if you don't talk about it to your kids, someone else is going to talk to them about it. And guess what? That might not be the message you want them to hear. And by the time you learn
Mhm.
about it, then it's too late because their mind is already made up. That person already got their attention, and it's going to be harder for you to really get them to where you want them to be eventually. So there is a whole aspect to generational wealth that we really need to get better at in the Black community in general, but us as like mothers and aunts and grandmothers and all that, we do have a
Yeah.
role to play to making sure that it's done in the right way for our the benefit of future generations.
Yeah, and you said it. The internet and AI are the great equalizer. Because I don't know about you guys, but my mother didn't have a broker. My grandmother didn't have a stockbroker.
Mhm.
Back in the day, you had to have a stockbroker pick up the phone, call somebody to execute a trade or get you into a position. That's not the case anymore. We are no longer, we don't have to prepare for that old model. This is a new model. It's a new day with
Mhm.
the internet and AI and
Yeah.
all this information at our fingertips. There's really no excuse. I understand why it took so long. I can, when you look back, you can see, well, yes, there were so many factors that our ancestors had to deal with. We're talking about building wealth, girl. These people were trying to stay alive. They were trying to eat and stay alive. It was survival mode.
Yeah.
But we're coming out of that. We are coming out of that.
Mhm.
Some of us are 2 generations, 3 generations out of that mindset of survival, and we're into building. And the way you do it, we've outlined it. Sam has outlined it for you so beautifully. You get in community with folks. You find
Mhm.
like-minded women. You get good information. You get an accountability partner, girl, and then you get your feet moving. And this
Mhm.
is how we grow wealth. And we don't gatekeep around here. There's no gatekeeping. Anybody who has been on a live with me or been in community with me knows. If as soon as I learn it, I'm telling it. It's like, girl, did you know this? Did you see this? And I couldn't help. When Sam asked me, would I do this? Are you kidding me? Spread the word about how Black women can get better with money. girl, I would scream this from the rooftops because it's what has been missing and it's what we need. And I'm telling you, it's the networking part. So,
Hmm.
Sam, I cannot tell you thank you enough for
Thank
even
you.
thinking of me. You know, I told Sam, look, you call me, I'm coming. You call me, we doing it. It's going down.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you so much, so
Yeah,
much.
if this is your first time here, you all, I have put the chat in the chat. You'll see the link for the summit. It's happening November the 16th. Don't get left out. Don't get left
Hmm.
behind, sister, because it'll be this time next year before Sam does. Or is it going to be an annual event, Sam? You'll do it each
Yeah,
year?
so it's going to be an annual event, and always in November because November is the financial literacy month for us here in Canada. So it's going to be in November, and I like the November because it's closer to the year. In case you have like financial goals, that could give you the little push that you need to get your get your financial goals done for the year,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's most likely will always be in November, and that'll be for now an annual event. That's really what I can. And just to let you guys know, the early bird pricing is until tomorrow, September 30th, and then after the prices go up.
Okay, you heard that. That means get your little self in gear. Get to that description box, hit that link, get yourself the all access pass so that you'll have access to the replays and all the other perks that are built in with the all access pass. It's in the chat, it's also in the description box. And if you're catching this in the future on a replay, all this information will be contained in the description box. You can also find Sam on her YouTube channel. Give us your YouTube channel again, Sam, because I want to
It's
see it.
it's Black Women Build Wealth.
Black Women Build Wealth. All right. So I am going to tap and task Marilyn to tell us who is our winner of our free ticket for the Wealthy Black Woman Summit 2024. And if you could just put it in the chat and post it for me, Marilyn, that would be great. And whoever that lucky lady is, all you have to do is send me an email at fromlactalegacy@gmail.com. And then I will be in touch with you with all the information that you need to access your spot at the summit. And there, I see some new names in the chat. Hey, Lily, welcome. Hey, Tanya. If I didn't get a chance to greet you all, but most of these, I'm telling you, Sam, these are my friends. These are women who talk about money. These are women who, this is exactly who we're talking to. So, hey, New Life Creator. I want to make sure, is Marilyn still with us? What y'all do to Marilyn? Marilyn, let's see. Let me see. Maybe she sent it to me on my phone. I want to make sure that we get it. Sam, anything else in closing? Can you give us all your social media stuff? Where can
Oh yeah.
folks find you?
So the one who follow me on my YouTube, you guys know that YouTube for me is like when I have time, but it's Black Women Build Wealth. One thing that I want to mention, Sandra, actually is we do have a Facebook group that has been growing. I haven't been really consistent at really sharing there, but my hope is also after the summit that you will, and even before the summit, right now, you can send a request to join the group, of course, only for Black women. It's called the Wealthy Black Women Summit. It's a private group for Black women to come together and talk anything money. Like, I want people to be so comfortable talking about money, the same way we talk about our hair and and our nails and all that. Like, because like I say, the more we share, the more we can learn from others, and then we can grow. And I've seen that happen again and again in other circles. There is no reason why we cannot do that. Um, for us, like, so do ask, do request to join the Facebook group. You can request that today, and just make sure again that I can tell that you're a Black woman, because if it's hard for me to tell, I will not be able to accept you. And again, my goal is to create a very safe and sacred space for Black women to come and connect and talk about money. So it's important for me to make sure that you are a Black woman before you join. So that's something that you can have access to right now. And even you decide not to come to the summit, at least you have the group there to support you in what you want to achieve. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. Oh, thanks,
Okay.
Kira.
And we have a winner. I'm trying to type it up. It's our lucky. And let me make sure I got it right. I think I did. Okay, Marilyn has selected Colette Elizabeth is our lucky winner. I know. We love Colette. We
We
really
love
love
Colette. She's back here.
Colette.
Welcome back.
Yes. I hope she's still here, Colette. If not, we will definitely be in touch with you, Colette, to make sure that you get your all access pass to the Wealthy Black Woman Summit 2024. Again, the link is in the chat, the link is in the description box. And thank you, my friend. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank you,
doing this.
Sandra.
Thank you for pulling it together. And thank you for always being so willing to share your knowledge with the community.
Thank
All
you. I
right,
really
y'all.
appreciate it.
Well, don't forget, get over to Sam's YouTube channel as well. And make sure that you like her YouTube channel. Link will be in the description box. Make sure that you go over, like, subscribe, and share. And if you're new here, please do the same for us. Like, subscribe, and share the channel. And share this information with a Black woman that you know would benefit from attending the summit. All right,
Mhm.
folks, I sure appreciate y'all. We will
Thank
see
you,
you next
everybody.
Sunday, same place, same channel. And congratulations to Colette. If y'all see Colette, tell Colette we need to
Yay.
talk to her. All right, loves. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.